So when I started the process of building systems, working with Katie, I think what I expected was that we would jump right into the process and she would have templates and things like that that she would share. And what I quickly learned was that Katie wanted to really understand my business, what we do, what are the day-to-day activities, what are all the nuts and bolts and pieces of everything that we do. And we spent a lot of time on that in the beginning, and it was funny because I instantly, after our first call, I instantly thought, oh my gosh, we're actually creating my systems. This isn't anything cookie cutter. This is going to address the needs directly of my business. And so in starting to do that, she instantly had me really thinking about my business very consciously. I think so often when we're running a business, we're managing so many things and we really don't get the time to sit and process and really think about step by step everything we do and all the moving parts and people involved in making that happen. So as we kind of deconstructed the business, it had already got me thinking about how we would reconstruct it in a much better way. So we're already seeing, even in just our first 6 weeks together, I'm already seeing us as a team be way more productive, way more efficient. I'm way more relaxed in my work life, and it's actually trickling over into beautiful things happening in my personal life, which was a completely unexpected bonus in our work together. Before working with Katie, I brought on just 2 new team members, and what I quickly realized was that I had nothing in place. I thought I did. I had nothing in place to get these people on board. Nothing was all in one place. I had Google documents and Word documents and Dropbox things, and I actually had to leave for vacation for 3 weeks after bringing on this new team, and it was incredibly labor intensive to make sure everybody had everything they needed because it wasn't all in one place. It wasn't really shareable very easily. So I felt like I was running in water all the time because I was behind the 8 ball on everything and people didn't have what they needed in a timely way, an efficient way, and it wasn't all in one place. After working with Katie, we now have systems in place where we can immediately alert someone that they've been assigned to a task. They can immediately alert me when they have completed that task. So we're all on the same page and it's really working in one place together. We almost have like a dashboard that the company is working from now, which just enables communication to be so much faster and so much more thorough. I have completely identified all the steps of our processes, along with here's a template for the email that I'd like to have sent at this point with the supporting documents that need to be sent to that client, all in one spot. So if I'm not there and someone gets assigned that task and they don't typically do it, they actually have all of the information for them in one place. And they don't need to be clicking into email, to Google Docs, to Dropbox in order to do that. They stay on the singular dashboard and the links take them there directly. So it has been life-changing for not only me and the business, but my team. Everybody's so much happier because we're all in the loop in a much more streamlined way. The first is the calendaring that we did immediately. Katie had asked me to think about, I wanted to grow my staff, but I wasn't sure what that looked like. And so she got me very clear on what I currently had available hours-wise with my staff and where the gap was, what I thought I needed more of. And then she asked me to actually put that into a calendar to identify what time would be an administrative person's hours that I would like them to be, what would another assistant in my real estate styling business, how many hours would I want and what days. And in the process, it actually had me think about, well, where do I fit into this? How am I spending my time? And Katie had me map that as well, because I wasn't doing that very consciously either. And having that calendar has allowed me to be so proactive in my business versus reactive. I always felt like I was running to appointments and trying to fit in certain activities, but now it's all mapped out for me, so I know exactly where I'm going to be on any given day, and that just helps create the framework. The other piece of that calendaring, which Katie was very clear on, was boundary setting. What I used to do was I would say that I had administrative time on a Monday to do my marketing and things like that. But if a client called and wanted an appointment that day, I tended to disregard my own boundary around my marketing day and put in a client appointment, which left me not in alignment. I didn't have momentum because I'd get maybe a little bit of time on marketing, have to go to a client appointment, then the deliverable for that client would come afterwards, and before you knew it, it had derailed what I had originally thought I would do it that day. So we had an extensive session on boundary setting and what that looked like, how I could honor it, how I could communicate those boundaries, and how I could internalize my need for them so that I would ultimately honor that. So between the calendaring, the boundary setting, it's improved the overall efficiency in the business. So I get more accomplished in a day. I get it accomplished in a much easier way. Again, I always felt like I was just really on a treadmill that was going just a hair too fast for me. And then the beautiful thing about having that kind of clarity, focus, and efficiency in the business has allowed me to lift my head up and be a lot more available for my own needs personally, exercise, eating better, sleeping better, and being more available to my family in a way that my mind wasn't in a million other places in my business because I felt out of control there. And so they were getting robbed of time. So, and we've even started creating systems within the family for certain things. We now have a dinner calendar, and that is as a result of my work with Katie, understanding how to plan that out. So the impact has been both, like I said, professionally without a doubt, but personally, that bonus has been amazing. How many more hours do I feel like I have in a given day? I think it's hard to articulate maybe the number of hours. I just have to say it's the feel. I end each day at 5:30. And at 5:30, I end each day because the day has been planned so effectively. I used to continue to work until 7, 8 o'clock at night. I might steal a little time after dinner, hoping nobody would notice that I was in my office. I don't need to do that now because I'm so clear on what I need to accomplish, how I'm going to get there, and if I haven't gotten there, how to find that time again in my schedule, because we've identified time in my schedule to work on my business, to work on my client work, and then to put in time for personal things that may crop up during the course of a day. So when I look at a week, it's fairly clear how it's mapped out, and if Monday I haven't gotten to some of the pieces that I was hoping for, well, I know I have room on Friday to work some of those things. So that ability to kind of close up shop for the day, just like when I worked for somebody else, I was out the door at 5 o'clock. Being able to do that for me has emotionally just been huge, that I'm able to kind of have that balance. And this year for me, my theme for 2016 was boundaries and balance, and working with Katie has provided that. So I don't know for sure if I can, like I said, articulate the exact number of hours I feel, but I feel like I just have more hours. One of the things that can happen to me, and I imagine to many other business owners, is that I can get so entrenched in what's happening at my desk and at my computer that I don't spend enough time out meeting people. And one of the things that we identified, because Katie asked me to figure this out, was when I booked the most clients, what were the activities that I was doing to bring those clients in? And we learned that it was being out in front of people. And when I'm not in front of people, we're not booking new clients. And by not being organized and having systems in place and boundaries and calendaring and all of the things that Katie has worked with me on, I was not out in front of people. I wasn't even making time to explore the ways to be in front of people. That has completely changed. And in the last even just couple of weeks, I have booked 3 new speaking engagements, signed up for a new networking group, which she held me accountable to because I kind of was like, yeah, I think I will. In our follow-up session, she was like, did you do it? So I'm there and have mapped out what those networking events are going to be that I'll be going to. So it's because I had to calendar the time, honor that, and set the boundary around making the time to pursue those kinds of activities. So me being out more is a game changer for our business because I've seen it happen in the past, and now that I have a system behind it and consistency behind it, we'll be able to continue to fill the funnel in a way that I haven't been able to do because I won't be behind the computer as often now. Oh my gosh, working with Katie, first of all, she shows up and she is excited, enthusiastic, like the biggest cheerleader. And at the same time, you think that maybe you're getting somebody who isn't deeply invested and serious in your business. Sometimes if somebody's so like woohoo. And I will tell you that working with Katie, it takes you places far beyond just working on your business. I don't know how to explain it. There are very few opportunities for us as business owners to really tell somebody like every little thing that happens in our business. We hold, I think, a lot of that in. Nobody typically wants to hear all of the things that you may do as a part of your business. But Katie realizes that in order for her to serve you in the very best way, she needs to hear that. So what it does for me as a business owner is I get to talk about things that I never get to share with anybody else, and I get to understand the sheer weight of what that can be. And so you get to really realize how much you're doing on a day-to-day basis, which sometimes we as entrepreneurs forget. And we forget that there's that weight. And so you can release it, and then you can begin to bring it back. And like I said, you kind of deconstruct the business, and then you reconstruct in a way that makes what has felt like such a heavy burden just lighten. And so a lot of that is through her enthusiasm and her being your biggest cheerleader, but it's also through her deep desire to fully understand you as a person, your needs, your business needs, and I don't even know how to explain what it is. It's this beautiful combination of light and love and crazy strategy and concrete tools and love. Did I say love? I want to say this to anybody who, if you have sought Katie out and you have a conversation with Katie and you aren't sure if you're ready to make the commitment of time, energy, finances to work with Katie, I just ask you to think about, where will you be if you don't work with Katie? What will 6 months from now look like for you? Will it be more of the same? Will it be more trying to piece things together and trying to figure things out? Because if you think that at all, even in the tiniest little corner of your heart, if you think that's what your reality is going to be, it may scare you, what you're going to undertake maybe with Katie, but you definitely need to do it because it will change you. It will change you. I'm Lori Fischer with Rethink Home Interiors, and Rethink Home Interiors is a full-service real estate styling company, and we specialize in helping people create amazing spaces so that they photograph beautifully for their online listing and sell ridiculously fast. And it's beautiful to be able to serve so many more people because of our work with Katie.